had a question, right, about hell, right? So you familiar with the story of Jonah? Jonah with the whale, he got swallowed by the whale, right? Where did he end up when he got close to the boat? Inside the whale, right? But he didn't end up in heaven and hell, he was in the whale. Alright, cool. This is the book of Jonah, chapter 2 and verse 2. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God out of the fish's belly, right? Same context, right? So now, we were talking about earlier that hell is a condition, right? People that think that, people have a misconception, they convolute meaning terms, right? So hell was one term, and what people misconstrued it with is the concept of the lake of fire. These are two separate terms, right? Similar conditions, but separate terms. And I'll expand why right now. So this verse 2. And he cried by the reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I. So Jonah is identifying the same hell, right, as inside the belly. But we're not going to all die and go into that fish's belly, right? So then hell can be a condition. And that was a rough condition Jonah was in, right? I'm going to get you another scripture right now. Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Okay, so hell can be a condition, and what about the lake of fire?
Well, I'm going to give you one more scripture on hell, and then we'll just on the lake of fire. Can somebody give me the lake of fire verse?
Get it in Revelation.
Give me the one in Matthew 2.
Okay.
So this is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. And ye also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth his home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. So this ain't a man, he's enlarging his desire as hell. Man can't enlarge hell unless it's a condition, and then you can make hell as large as you want. But if there's an actual place under our feet, how can a man enlarge that place? Hell is a condition. And I'm gonna give you more precepts on that. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So it's talking about a condition. Hell is a condition. Like when our ancestors went through here, that was hell on earth for them. They went through hell here, right? Heaven is a condition. But people will be like, oh, I'm living in heaven right now, right? In their mind, they're in a heaven. The word heaven goes back to the Aramaic word paradiso, right? Or in Greek, you'll say paradiso, but it means paradise, to be in a state of tranquility and like loftiness in a sense, right? So that's what heaven is. It means to be in a higher state. And to be in hell is the opposite, which would be to be in a lower state. And when we're enslaved, we're in our lowest state going through hell here in America. That's hell. Think about it, right? Think about if a person went through a life of slavery, right? The worst slavery known to man, and then you live that life and you still got to go burn in the lake of fire. What was the first thing you went through? Your life wasn't just hell? How do you go through hell and then wake up and go back to hell again? That isn't.
I think this is just an opportunity.
Right. But I'm giving you thoughts to like rationalize through, right? Where it's like God is just, right? So why would He put you through hell and then we warn you to go through hell again, right? That's not a proper balance of things, right? So we have to like figure out how to harmonize the scriptures. But somebody got that in Matthew or Revelations?
I got the Revelations.
Read that when you got it.
Which one do you want me to? One that's on chapter 20 or 19? I'm thinking it's 20, right? Where death and hell.
Yeah. Read 19 and then jump to 20. The one at 19 and then jump to the one at 20. Just hit both.
Okay. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 19 and verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him,
right,
with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone.
So that word for lake of fire is the Greek word Gehenna, right? So that word is different from the Greek word Hades. When you read about hell in the New Testament, the Greek word would be Hades. The lake of fire is not that same word. So Hades goes back on side.
Let me show you what's an example of the lake of fire. You know nuclear bombs, right? What do a nuclear bomb do? You ever seen the Terminator, right? When everything was like, woo, like it caught on fire quick. It was like a what? A wave, like a lake. That's what that's talking about. That's exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about the lake of fire. It's not talking about something that's burning in the ground. The lake of fire is talking about when the missiles hit, it's going to look, because what you got to remember, the Bible is like a similitude. Somebody give me that in Hosea. I think it's 12. So when John was seeing these things, he was making it out the best way he can. He was seeing these things. He was making it out how he figured, how he seen it. Give me Isaiah 5 and 13 real quick. Watch this.
Said Isaiah 5 and 13.
Yeah, then somebody give me Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 21. Watch this.
11 and 21.
Give me Revelation chapter 21 and give me the second death. Because the lake of fire is not talking about something that you going down that you got to burn into the ground. Watch this. Give me Isaiah real quick, the one in Isaiah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, and you said 13?
Yeah.
Verse 13.
Read.
Therefore, my people
Hold on, slow it down. My people
are gone into captivity
did we go into captivity? Right? Why did we go into captivity? Read.
because they have no knowledge.
You don't have no knowledge. That's why we went into slavery. That's when you read that Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because we broke the commandment, we went into slavery. We didn't have no knowledge, right? Read.
And their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
Right. Read.
Therefore, hell.
Therefore what?
Therefore, hell.
What?
Hell
Hell did what?
hath enlarged herself.
Now read back up.
Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
People went into captivity. Read.
Because they have no knowledge.
Now go back down.
Verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Right. Like the brother was bringing out. Hell is a condition. We're going through hell because we broke God's commandments. When you go to Deuteronomy 28, when you read all those curses, the Israelites going through hell. It's a condition. Not nowhere where we're going to go. Somebody give me that in Revelation 21 about the second death.
In Revelation 21 and...
It's like right after the gate. While we looking for that, give me Deuteronomy 11 and 21. Watch this. Now we're going to
believe in heaven.
Right there, we're going to show you what heaven is.
You guys believe in hell?
Hold on. We're going to show you what heaven is. Right? Give me Revelation 21 and 1 real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 1.
Read.
And I saw a new heaven.
You saw a new what?
A new heaven.
Right? Go ahead.
And a new earth.
Where heaven going to be at?
And a new earth.
Heaven going to be where you standing at, brother. On the earth. Heaven ain't nothing up in the sky, up there in the cloud, with Red Fox on the piano and Tupac singing background. With grandma in the background and everybody holding hands. That ain't what heaven is talking about. Heaven is talking about another condition. Right? Who in heaven today? Whoever ruling the earth today. He's in his heaven. He's in his kingdom, right? He's in heaven, right? Read.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Right, because we know that the firmament is in the third dimension where the Most High is, Yahweh at. And Yahweh Shai. They're in the third dimension right now. That's the heavens up there. A different definition from heaven. But that heaven is going to come down here. Right? It's a condition of his people, right? And I'm going to explain that, right? Read.
And there was no more sea. Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city.
So this is John. He's making out the best thing he can see. He's breaking it down because we got to remember. The Bible is in parables and similitudes. That's why we got 1,000 religions today. Because if this is read so easy, if it came out and said something plain, everybody had the same understanding. We wouldn't have no Christians, no Muslims, no Seventh-day Adventists, no Baptists. It's a big ball of confusion because nobody's got the proper understanding of this Bible, right? Who got the proper understanding of this Bible? Give me Acts 7. We do, right? Keep reading.
New Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem.
Coming down from God out of heaven.
See where it's coming down? It's coming down to be right here where you standing, brother. Right? Read on.
Prepared as a bride.
Prepared as a bride. We the bride. Right? Read.
Adorned for her husband.
Who is the husband? Christ. Right? Read.
Verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them,
Right.
and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them.
Right.
And
right
be-
there. Stop right there. Now give me Deuteronomy. Now let's get what that heaven is talking about. Deuteronomy 11 and 21. Watch this, brother. Let's see if heaven up's like upstairs with two pots, all on a cloud, where they make it out to be. They make this Bible a fairy tale, man. It's a man underground with a pitchfork stabbing people with a burning flame of fire. Man, that's all fictionary. That's all fable.
Catholicism.
They fable. Give me that in Acts 7. Who the prophesy?
You got Acts 7? You got
You got Deuteronomy there. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 21.
Watch this. This is what heaven is.
That your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children.
Read up a little bit. Speak up a little bit.
Verse 19.
Yeah, keep going.
Deuteronomy.
Don't read up a little bit. I just bring your
okay.
voice up a little bit.
Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 21.
Read.
That your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land which the Lord swore unto your fathers to give them,
Read.
as the days of heaven upon the earth.
Hold on. The days of what?
The days of heaven upon the
The
earth.
days of heaven on what?
Upon the earth.
Heaven is on this earth. It ain't up in no cloud, right? Read. Let's see what it is.
For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments,
If you keep all God's commandments, read,
which I command you
Uh-huh.
to do them, to love the Lord your God,
to love the Lord, read,
to walk in all his ways,
read.
and to cleave unto him, then will the Lord drive out all these nations.
Now this part of heaven, if you do what he say do, keeping his commandments, he's going to drive out all these other nations, right? Read.
From before you,
From before you, the ones that's oppressing you every day. Read.
and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves.
We're going to do what?
Shall possess greater nations and mightier than
That's
yourselves.
talking about in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to possess all the nations, right? Read.
Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread.
It's talking about heaven. Everywhere your feet, your soles of your feet shall tread, what?
Shall be yours.
Shall be what?
Shall be yours.
Shall be what?
Shall be yours.
That's heaven. Everywhere you go, you can walk in there and say, this mine. Read.
From the wilderness
From the wilderness,
and Lebanon,
all over, read.
from the river Euphrates,
Right.
even unto the utmost sea shall your coast be.
Right.
There shall no man be able to stand before you.
There should what?
Shall be no man be able to stand before you.
You hear that? That's heaven. No man gonna be able to stand before you. Read on, watch this. Watch.
For the Lord your God shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you.
Right.
Behold, I set before you this day. Before I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
Right.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God,
Kingdom of heaven, if you obey the Lord, right? Read.
which I command you this day.
Right.
And a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Right. That's the lake of fire. You don't obey. That's talking about. Listen to this. Give me that in Peter. Watch this. How did the earth get destroyed the first time? By water. By flood. Right? How the earth gonna get destroyed the second time? By fire. How the fire gonna be? Who? Nuclear destruction is gonna be what? The lake of fire. Why? You gonna see it. Why? Why he holding that? Give me
So what's the commandments you gotta follow? Because it's 600 and something in there.
Oh, we're gonna show you the commandments. We're gonna show you. We're gonna go through that. We're gonna go through that, right? We're gonna go through the commandments. You gotta keep. It's 5 seconds. What? Read this real quick. Then we're gonna go into them commandments.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 20, which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing.
Right.
wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water.
Right. That's talking about Noah. 8 souls were saved. Everybody else died. Why? Because they was wicked. Sodom and Gomorrah, they was wicked. He destroyed that place, right? America, wicked. This place gonna be destroyed. Let's see how it's gonna be destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 21, the like figure whereunto even baptism doeth also now save us, not putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience toward God.
Right. Answer to a good conscience towards God. Read.
By the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Right. Go ahead.
Who is gone into heaven and is on the right hand of God. Angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him.
Right. Get to the point.
That was the end of that chapter.
Anyway, give me Matthew chapter 24 real quick. Somebody give me 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 9.
2nd Esdras 6?
6 and verse 9.
I got the part over here.
So, heaven gonna be on this earth. It's talking about rulership in the kingdom. Every class, every nation on this earth had a chance to rule. Every nation on the earth had their chance to rule. Right? So in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be our turn. Our turn to rule. That's going to be our heaven. With that heaven, somebody give me Daniel chapter 7 where it says the kingdom is going to be forever and ever and ever. Read that. Read what you got.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras.
Hold on, not that. Read this one first. Yeah. Start at verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 1.
Watch this, brother.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Read.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately,
The disciples coming to Christ and ask him a question. Read.
saying, Tell us,
Tell us.
when shall these things be?
When shall these things be? Because that's what you asked. When shall these things be? Read.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
What shall be the sign of Christ coming, right?
And of the end of the world.
And the what?
And the end of the world.
And the what?
And the end of the world.
Give me 2nd Esdras. What he's talking about, the end of the world. This world ain't gonna never end. Never gonna end. The kingdom of heaven gonna be right here. It's gonna be everlasting. He's not talking about the end of the world. Let's see what he's talking about. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 9.
Read.
For Esau
that rule the earth today is what?
is the end of the world.
What the disciples asked him? Read that at your part. They asked him when it was going to be the what? What the disciples asked Christ?
What shall be the sign of thy coming? And the end of the
And
world.
the end of the world. They what they was asking, right? Now read what you got.
For Esau
That's what he's talking about.
is the end of the
What
world.
he's talking about? Esau, the end of the world. Esau in his kingdom, he in his rulership, he ruling the earth today, right? But what?
And Jacob
But Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, what?
is the beginning of it that followeth.
You know what that means? After he rule and fall, we got next. That's what they're saying. Read it again.
For Esau is the end of the
That's
world.
what the disciples asked Christ. When is the end of the world? Esau is the end of his world, his heaven, his kingdom, his rulership. Read.
And Jacob
The 12 tribes of Israel is Jacob, what?
is the beginning of it that
Is
followeth.
the what?
Is the beginning of it that followeth.
He's the beginning of the new world. Read.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand.
Read.
Other question, Esdras, asked thou not? Verse 11. I answered then and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight.
Read what you got, brother. Daniel. 7. Daniel chapter 7. Watch this. Because the world ain't gonna never end.
kingdom?
Yeah, read that.
This book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 18.
Give me Psalm 148, verse 14.
But the saints of
Hold
the
on.
Most High.
But the saints, let's see who the saints are according to the scripture. You got it, eh? My heart got it.
I got it.
Go
This is the
ahead.
book of Psalms, chapter 148, and verse 14.
Let's see who the saints are.
He also exhorted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints,
The praise of all his saints.
even of the children of Israel.
The children of Israel are the saints. So now let's go back to Daniel.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom
The saints of the Most High going to possess, we're going to take the kingdom, right? Read.
and possess the kingdom
We're going to possess the kingdom. What it's talking about? The kingdom of heaven, right? Read.
forever and ever,
How
even
long?
forever.
How long?
Forever and ever, even forever.
We're going to possess the kingdom. How long?
Forever and ever, and even forever.
Hear that, brother? That's what we out here teaching.